I'm not great at it, but I'm getting better. I'm not great at being honest with myself, both the positives and the negatives. I either get too hopeful on the positives, rely on them too much, expect that times that I've been there for people to be enough, or, and honestly more often, get so focused on the things that I'm not good at, or get that active, whether it's comparing myself to a different friendship that a person has, or just in general, there's always someone that's more in control of their lives or in control of themselves, more sure of where they're going or where they're at, or has some talent or gift that either I don't have, which is fine, or I haven't had the time and experience that they do, and yet I compare myself and figure that I'm not enough. Not to mention my own flaws, whether it's my mental health or whatever it may be. But anyways, I'm not great at being honestly, truly honest with myself. But I'm getting better. I'm not great at knowing when and how much space to give people in my life. It's either too much and that I don't hear from them at all because I'm the one that stopped reaching out. I'm the one that gave them space. I'm the one that thought, well, maybe, I don't need to message it. Maybe I've been messaging too much, so I'll back away. Or, and perhaps more often lately, I'm too much. I message too much. I'm bugging people's social media too much, whatever the case may be. And then they get suffocated or they miscommunicate my intentions or whatever. And I can't count the friendships over the last several years, or even a couple of months. Well, I'll probably count those. Several years that I've lost. But I'm getting better. I'm not great at trusting the people in my life that are my friends, that I consider close, when they say they are who they say they are. I mean, some of that is, it's harder to tell in general when it's an online only friend. But honestly, I also subconsciously and sometimes not so subconsciously hold those in the past that have, the hurts and others, those in the past that have not been who they said they were, against those that prove themselves time and time again. I have friendships, whether they're a few months or a few years, that I still just I'm always doubting. I'm always waiting for the next message to be too much, or the next conversation topic to be too personal, or whatever. But I'm getting better. I'm not great at processing my thoughts and emotions. A lot of this can be tied into the first part, but also I usually don't spend time really just being alone and with my thoughts and really just thinking things through. I mean, sure, it's easy when it's just easier to distract myself. I have developed over the years many habits, some broken, some not, that I just use to distract myself so that I don't have to process them. I can't be processing thoughts if I'm scrolling through Twitter, or if I'm watching everyone's Snapchat stories instead, or if I'm finding shows to watch or YouTube videos, if I'm doing literally anything else but that. But I'm getting better. I really am. I'm not great at making videos. I mean, the reason this channel has been so inconsistent, among many others, is that I always either have a bunch of ideas that don't really ever see themselves to completion, much less a recorded video, or I don't have anything. There have been weeks, even this year, even with this stretch of mostly consistent content, where I'm just like, is this doing anything? Is this even worth it? What am I wanting out of this? I also can get really discouraged, hence those previous statements. I wonder, does it even matter? But I'm getting better. I like the fact that I've been able to come up with something that I can do every week. It doesn't have to have set of things, even though I try to. I'm loving the live streams, and the feedback has been really nice. But in videos in general, I know I'm getting better. I'm not very confident in the giftings that I have. I know what I can do, and I certainly know what I can't. But sometimes I'm so focused on the can'ts that I don't give myself time to really iron out and flesh it out and strengthen those things that I'm good at, whether it's encouragement or whether it's music or whether it's whatever else it may be. But I'm working on it, obviously. I'm trying. Above all these things, I'm glad about a few. I'm glad the Lord accepts me anyways, through every stumble, every strength, and every struggle. He is love. He gives hope. He is the giver of joy unspeakable and the provider of peace that passes all understanding. He gives us the experiences in the past to be able to make a difference in others' lives even when we don't even realize it. And when we feel like we're in it alone, He's the comforter. He's the guide. He's the shepherd. And I just keep trying. In fact, He's the reason I keep trying. Through gained and lost friendships, the pains of losing are, and sometimes mask the joys of gaining wonderful people that I have even this year. Through miscommunications and through really smooth and wonderful deep chats that looking back I feel like, did that even happen? Like, did something actually go that well? Through good videos and through videos through constant reprioritizing of life. I'm in a very big, not a very big season of transition. Perhaps it just seems that way in the moment, but definitely one where it just seems like week to week something different has got to be dealt with. Sometimes even day to day. And the big picture is so cloudy I can barely stand it, but He's still there. And through processing of the life, trying to make these next steps, trying to get rid of what needs to be getting rid of and hold close what needs to hold close and balance, something I've never ever really been good at all, even in school, even when growing up. But He's still there. He's more than enough. And the good news is, even better than the fact that He's been there for such a silly fool like myself, He's willing and wanting to be there for you too. He loves you now. He loves you now. He sent His Son to die and to rise again so that you can have a relationship with the one who created you, who's given you the purpose you have in life. And you have a purpose. Sometimes if you get stuck in the things and the going through of the motions, we feel like that's all there is, but there's always more, and He gives that. He's wanting you. He's wanting fellowship with you. He's wanting to show you things that you wouldn't expect, wouldn't see yourself. He's wanting to deal with things that aren't going to be easy to deal with. Trust me. I'm still working through some stuff that is just really, really hard. But He still wants to be there. Seek Him. This is an opportunity to spend time in the Word. There's plenty of resources. The Word is freely available. Spend time alone. Get yourself in a place where you can just bear your heart out. He wants to hear it. It may seem like so small compared to others' lives or the great big universe, but yet He still wants to know about you. What makes you tick, because He already knows. He wants to fashion it into a way that you would never even imagine. He wants to know the hurts. He may already know, but He wants to share in them with you. He wants to come alongside you and walk with you through these valleys that life gives us all. He's in control. We may not understand the end from the beginning. We may not even understand how one day starts and ends in two completely different ways. But He's in there. He's in control. And He's willing to be there with you. And know this. You are never alone. You are never alone. Even when it seems like all the people in your life don't fully grasp what's going on. Or maybe it's a season where you feel isolated. Or maybe you are somewhat isolated. You are not alone. God wants to be with you. and I'm praying for you.